What's up, everyone? Welcome back to TFD, your go-to spot for all things hoops. Today, we've got some big news out of Indiana. Caitlin Clark is officially sidelined and won't be suiting up this Tuesday, and there are a few key reasons behind it. So, let's take a trip up to Indy and break it all down. You ready? Let's get it! First off, if you missed the last game, the Indiana Fever absolutely dominated the Chicago Sky. I mean, it wasn't even close. The Fever just steamrolled them in every aspect, with Chicago looking completely outmatched, even without Caitlin Clark on the floor. People keep hyping up this so-called rivalry between Clark and Angel Reese, but let's be real, the numbers don't lie. Since Clark and Reese entered the league, Indiana has owned Chicago, winning 5 out of 6 matchups and beating them by a combined 62 points in their 2 games this season alone. The Sky's offense hit historic lows, and Angel Reese? She was held to just 4 points last game, barely making a dent outside of rebounding. Now about Clark's injury, she's dealing with a left quad strain she picked up back on May 24th against the Liberty. This will be her 4th straight game out, and the Fever's record without her is 1-2 so far. Clark herself said she's making progress and feels good, but she's not rushing it. The earliest she could return is next Tuesday against the Atlanta Dream, but that's still up in the air. She's got her eyes on the long term, not just one game. Let's talk about the rest of the Fever squad. Even without Clark, players like Kelsey Mitchell and Natasha Howard stepped up big time, with Mitchell dropping 17 points in the last game. The Fever's defense was on lock, holding Chicago to just 52 points, the lowest for the Sky since 2011. So, for everyone saying Indiana can't win without Clark, think again. And as for Angel Reese leading the Sky, she's a rebounding machine, but when it comes to carrying the team offensively, it's just not happening right now. Honestly, it looks more like Camila Cardoso's team at this point, with Reese playing more of a supporting role. To wrap it up, Caitlin Clark is out for at least one more game, Indiana's rolling without her, and this so-called rivalry? It's looking pretty one-sided these days. But anyway, moving on to the bigger update. Earlier this week, Caitlin Clark told the media she might be back on Tuesday. But now, that's looking shaky. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because if we want to keep Aari McDonald playing the way she's been hooping lately, it might be smarter to not rush Caitlin back just yet. Let's head over to X, pull up this tweet. Y'all need to see this for yourselves. This is some wild stuff right here. Let's go. Now this one right here comes from Ken Swift. Shout out to Ken Swift over on Twitter, always dropping the heat. Gotta give credit where it's due. Ken posted something real interesting, and I'm telling y'all, it might explain everything that's going on behind the scenes with Caitlin Clark's status. So Caitlin cannot play in this Atlanta game on Tuesday unless 1. They cut Aari. 2. Another player is out injured and can't play aside from Sophie. 3. They cut someone and keep Aari. Someone correct me if I'm missing something. Bottom line, unless someone else is out, we need that thank you notice before Tuesday. I personally don't think Caitlin plays Tuesday because it essentially gives them another full week for her to rest before the Liberty. Thoughts? Now, someone else stated, Colson got banged up pretty good last night. Game before this one, too. Bleeding from a nearly broken nose, had to come out multiple times with a jammed wrist, smashed knee. She could definitely benefit from a week off to recover from multiple injuries. Keep Aari for another week. Somebody said, I don't think we beat Atlanta without Caitlin. Ken replay, I think we beat them with Aari. Gotta get the ball to AB. Someone said, if the Fever cut Aari and keep BT, they're not serious and more interested in pleasing OG politics than pioneering modern women's b-ball. Can't put out a good project, let alone win a chip that way. Aari and KK are the future. Ken replied to him, well, technically KK would be the future because Aari would be a free agent after this year. I think the better argument is they aren't serious about winning it all this year if they cut Aari. Another person, number 3, cut someone, preferably Brianna Turner. He replied, it would be criminal for them not to keep Aari, granddaddy. Somebody said, I don't think she plays Tuesday either. And look, me personally, I'm right there with you. I really don't think Caitlin Clark plays. Not this time. But hey, with how wild this season's been, you just never know. Anything can happen. Now what's really interesting in all this is Aari McDonald. Because bro, she's been hooping. Like, they're gonna have to find a way to keep her. Straight up. The Fever front office is going to need to finesse that contract or do whatever it takes because Aari is putting on a clinic out there. She's playing with fire, control, and intensity. And get this, she's leading the entire WNBA in steals right now. Not top 5, not top 3, number 1. She's averaging 9 points, about 5 assists, and that's in limited minutes over just a few games. I'm telling y'all, what Aari McDonald is doing right now, it's unprecedented. She's changing the narrative. It's no longer just the Caitlin Clark show. Aari's making sure her name is in those conversations too. So now the big question is, how do you balance both? Can they coexist on the floor and still shine? Or do you have to choose one path over the other? Alright, so at this point, some real stuff is starting to come out. And shout out to Richard Cohen over on Twitter, man. He's been dropping knowledge, keeping everyone updated with this whole hardship contract situation when it comes to us possibly keeping Aari McDonald. And yo, that's exactly what we're diving into right now. So Richard tweeted this out on the 3rd. He said, Aari McDonald has to be released once Indy gets back to 10 healthy main roster players. But she could still be re-signed to a regular contract, either by cutting someone and waiting 10 days or waiting until later in the season when they have room to add a 12th player. And bro, that's huge. Then Lo came in with a lil jab, like, watch them post a thank you post for Aari, then spin the block and say welcome back again. Now we've been hearing both sides of this whole thing, but let me keep it a buck with you. Indy cannot afford to lose Aari McDonald right now. Like bro, they're undefeated with her. Read that again, undefeated. And if another team swoops in and picks her up while we're busy playing contract Tetris, that could flip the entire season. It's wild because the Fever were struggling to fill that backup point guard spot. Let's be real, Sydney Colson wasn't cutting it. Great vibes, amazing leader, but the production just wasn't there. And then Aari steps in, and boom, the energy, the steals, the tempo, the playmaking, on another level. So now it's on the Fever front office to figure this out. Cut somebody, work the cap, do whatever it takes, just don't let Aari McDonald walk away. 'Cause right now, she's not just a stopgap, she's a game changer.
Hey, big dog! Big dog!
Stuck with us, all right? But the message is the same. Like, it's the same. It's about us, all right? It's not about Chicago. It's about us. It's about our consistency on both ends. Laser focus, all right? Ready to get one tonight, all right? Let's get it.
Let's go. Here we go! Together, 3, 1, 2, 3! Together!
Welcome to the WNBA on CBS Sports, presented by AT&T. It's the Indiana Fever taking on the Chicago Sky here at the United Center. And with the absences of Fever head coach Stephanie White, Caitlin Clark, and Sophie Cunningham, as they try to take on a Chicago team that has now won 2 straight ice.
I got them butterflies in my stomach. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie to you, all right? I think if I didn't have them, something wrong with me. All right, I got them in my belly, all right? But the message is the same. It's we over me. It's our standards. It's being accountable on the floor, both ends. It's the communication within that. Being selfless, extra passes. The 50-50 foul, 50-50 balls. Sacrifice yourself, get those. A mental toughness, this is a game of runs, all right? Game of runs. Limit theirs, maximize ours, all right? Be able to regroup and refocus when they don't want them, all right? And then lastly, trust it. Trust it. All right, let's get this.
Okay, go! Here we go. Here we go. Together, 3, 1, 2, 3. Together!
The ball is tipped. It'll be Boston.
Howard has to do something with them. Tough shot.
Sit at the foul line. Floats it to Colson. Right wing 3. Money! Fever have it right side. Near corner. McDonald for 3. It's good. And that concludes the first quarter. It's the Fever 21 and the Sky 13.
Curling, stepping, 1-2, tough 10.
Skip pass, right corner, Bonner, Howard posting, mismatch. Tosh with the left hand, baby hook, it falls. 26-17 Fever. Boston squares up, guarded by Reese. Boston backs her down, spin, scores, and the foul. That ends the first half. It's the Fever 41 and the Sky 28.
You know, when we move the ball, all right, we get great looks on the offensive end. It helps us set our defense, and we're getting it done on that end. You know, we still got a couple of things to clean up on those second and third rotations, but the ball movement offensively, our best defense is great shot selection and ball movement on this end.
Sends it left corner, hole for three, splash!
This time steps right through the heart of the defense and blows by Chicago like the winds off of Lake Michigan.
Bonner up top, bullseye! Is up a three, and it goes! Even shorthanded, the Fever stand on business against the Sky and put on a show for a sellout crowd of more than 19,000 at the United Center. In their second win in a row, the Fever once again showed their characteristic grit and resilience.
For AK, for Steph. Another one. Got it. Got the stuff. AK, big dog. Big dog. Well done. There you go, sir. Well done. Well done. Nice shot, Bree. W.
Great job. Hell of a job.
Here we go. Together, 1, 2, 3.
Chance to text or anything with Steph yet, or have you heard from her?
She shot a text. She just was proud of us and, you know, proud of how we fought for 40 minutes. I'll get on here after here and get on a call with her. But, you know, none of this is possible without her. You know, I owe her everything, you know. She's been a great mentor to me, and she made the transition easy with the amount of, you know, trust that she put in me to you know, lead. And, you know, so I owe her a lot. You know, I'll reach out to her here soon.